Hi, I'm Rob, and I wanted to share some cruiser tricks in Lethal Company that I don't think I've seen before. So several people have shared the cruiser jump from Artifice fire exit to the ship, and I'm happy to confirm that with practice, I've found this is very repeatable. But what about before you get to Artifice? Let's start with Adamance. You can drive most of the way to the fire exit without doing any jumps, which could save time if you're transporting a lot of two-handed items back. However, we can get to fire with a few simple jumps. First, I'd recommend scouting the valley. If you land on a rock, the cruiser's probably going to blow up. Find a good angle and get the cruiser as level as possible before doing a single jump forward into the valley. You'll see here I didn't quite land this so well, but I've decided to keep this in just to show that even if it doesn't go well, you can usually recover just by pushing the cruiser around and driving it. Then, once you're in the valley, line yourself up with the cliff in front of fire, jump up once and forward once to be parked next to fire. To get back, I find it simplest to turn the car around, either facing back towards the cliff or facing sideways so that you can see what you're doing. Then you do a single jump into the cliff. If you land on a rock, you might take some damage. Afterwards, line up with the cliff, jump up once, forward once, and it's a short drive back to the ship. For Rend and Dine, the technique is surprisingly similar. Let's start with Rend though. I typically drive to the main entrance following the lights so that I don't get lost. When you get there, park on the concrete pad just outside of the main door to get the truck nice and level. And then you want to do 2 jumps up and 1 to the right to get on top of the main entrance. To jump back, you'll want to do 2 very quick jumps to the left, and then hold left and forward and jump 2 more times. This should get you pretty close to the ship, but with 1 more correcting jump, you can usually get right on the magnet. On Dine, I typically follow the path along the left side to fire. When you get to the fire exit, a single forward jump will get the cruiser onto the concrete pad at fire. As with Rend, from the concrete pad you can jump up twice and left to get on top of the facility. Then turn around, line yourself up with the corner of the pad, and do the same jump as on Rend. So that's 2 quick jumps to the left, and then 2 jumps to the left and forward. This doesn't get you right on the magnet, it gets you close enough that you can just drive onto it. On Titan, I question how valuable this is, but you can get the cruiser a little bit closer with relative consistency. You start by driving the cruiser around the back of the ship, then point the cruiser towards the rightmost pillar of the catwalk. Jump up twice and forward once, and you should be on the catwalk. You might need to push the truck a bit to get it off of the railing and into the corner. When you're done collecting loot and leaving, back the truck up into the very corner of the catwalk so that you have a nice consistent jump. Then you can jump up once, backward once, and backwards into the left once. With the right timing, this should put you directly on the magnet, but if you miss, you'll probably land directly next to the ship. I hope this is useful in making the truck viable on more maps. With all of these paths, you're unlikely to encounter many outdoor monsters, as you're either in the air or on Adamance driving along parts of the map that the monsters don't typically path to. Have fun and happy looting.